I want to thank God for supernatural career breakthrough. Well, I've been trusting God for a job since 2020. I am an embryologist, and I moved to Lagos and everything just closed. Prior to moving to Lagos, everything was working fine for me. I was working in one of the big hospitals here, and I was always going for conferences and seminars. I just started working when I was 19 years, and things were moving fast for me. In fact, I presented before 18 First African ladies. So when I moved to Lagos and everything closed, I didn't understand it. In fact, I couldn't get a job as an embryologist. And things got so bad, I couldn't get a job as a PA. I couldn't get a job as a sales girl. Even when I say, pay me 20,000, pay me 30,000, they will say no. Everywhere was closed. I was just urgent 2K, madam. Please, borrow me urgent 2K. Borrow. And I was so embarrassed because those who knew me before, how did things get so bad for you? Well, I joined NSPPD 2021 December, and I told God I wanted to get a job. Yeah. And February, I got a job, February 15th. The day I asked of the Lord, he gave me a job in the UK. I was so happy. I even sent my testimony on NSPPD online because I was so happy, and I was getting ready to go, to travel. But then they sent me a message and told me that, sorry, we have to take this slot and give it to someone from Ukraine. That was during the Ukraine crisis. And I already told everybody because, it was an answer to prayer. So I was broadcasting it, yeah, I'm going. So I was depressed, especially because I've not heard anybody give a testimony like that and say, oh, maybe I lost it, but God gave me back double. So I was so sad. But then again, I was still on the altar because I always hear people say on NSPPD that just remain there. So I said, well, let me just remain there. And then I remained there, and I was still trusting God and following the prayers. And then one Wednesday, Pastor Jerry was saying, you will get a good news, you will get a good news. So after the prayers, because I don't have anything I do, I'm just at home. So I went to Job Bank Canada, and I saw a job in my field as an embryologist. And I didn't qualify for the job because you need to be in Canada, and you need to know French. And I'm not in Canada, I don't know French. So, but I applied, yeah. And when I applied, after 5 minutes, they wrote me back, and they said, okay, we'd like to interview you. So I said, this one must be a scam, And then they said, when should we interview you? I said, the next day, because, I'm testing them. And then the next day, they said, okay, 8 p.m., we'll interview you. Yeah. So 8 p.m., I refused to come online because that voice kept telling me, like, you couldn't even get a sales girl job. Why do you think you will get a job in Canada? So 8 p.m., I didn't come online. I was at home. I was looking at my computer, but I refused to open it. But Pastor Jerry made a prayer. I said, you will not use your hand to sabotage what God is doing for you. So that 8 p.m., yeah, I didn't come online. And then after 1 hour, they waited, and then they sent me a message and said, oh, maybe you had a connection problem. Can we do it? Can you fix another date? So me, I'm already angry because I'm angry with God. I'm like, because in my head, I thought there'll be a projection. Maybe I get a Nigerian job. At least I start with sales girl job and all of that. So I'm already angry with God. I say, have I not suffered enough? So when they said, when do you want to do the interview again? So I said, Friday. That's the next day, yeah? Because it was Thursday. Then I said Friday. Then they said, okay, Friday, should we move it to 10 p.m.? I say, of course. Because I'm angry. So I'm like, yeah, of course, you can move it. So they moved it to 10 p.m. And 9 p.m. to that 10, I'd already prepared though. But 9 p.m., I just heard that voice again. It cannot be you. Like, why? Why, Priscilla? Why do you pity yourself? So I stood up and left the house. Because I said, God, instead of staying here and crying and moping, but you need to know that I was already depressed and demoralized. That UK job, because everybody was going to UK, I just thought, me too. Probably that was my own part. So, and I went out. And if you stay in Lagos, that Lekki place, that farm city on Fridays is always jam-packed, yeah? So I went out to buy, somebody sent me 2K, so I went to buy shawarma to step down from my anger. So, yeah, because I've tried, So I went to buy the shawarma. And when I went there, it's like the angel of God just telling me, go back home, go back home, go back home. And then I called the Uber, and the Uber said, I'm already here. So I said, okay. And I entered the Uber, and the man was just flying on the road, like he was on a mission. So when I got home, I just opened my laptop, and they just said, bonjour, Priscilla. And that's the interview people, yeah? So I just said, hi. They said, do you know French? I said, no. And then they started telling me how we need you. Like, this is what we need you to do. This is what we, like 5 people panel, yeah? And everybody's just telling me, when one person finished telling me why they need me, the other person will tell me why they need me, the other person will tell me why they need me. And I look into the camera, and say, is there anybody here? Because you need to know, then I was so broke, I'd not eaten, so I was very slim. So I'm like, it can't be me. Who are these people seeing? So because you can't turn your back when you're having an interview, so I look in the camera, and there's nobody there. So I just gave myself sense, like, maybe the angel of God is here, because I've been on NSPD, so I know that there's all this, there's angels and ministry of angels. So when it just dawned on me. So I said, yes, fantastic. So how do I help you? Fabulous. Where are you now? What do you want me to do? Okay. Say it in proper English. So and then they're just telling me, we need you. When can you come? And then after that, and they said, okay, we'll get back to you. And it was just only one interview. And the next working day, very early in the morning, they sent me my offer letter. I refused to believe, because I just thought they were scam. Like, why? Like, it can't be. When you've seen Shaggy, when God turned your captivity, you will not even believe it. So I just did not I didn't tell anybody. In fact, I started writing the company online, and I'll put scam to see if anything will come up, yeah? But I'm not seeing anything. So I went on LinkedIn. People I don't know, but in Canada, I'm sending them the offer letter that, please help me check if this is a scam. And then they are checking and say, no, it's not a scam. It's not a scam. Even I connected with somebody, say, in the White House, whatever. She said, no, it's not a scam. So, but I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell anybody because I'm scared because of what happened to me with the UK process. So, and then they say, oh, send your documents. Let's start getting you ready let's do the visa process and the rest, yeah? So I sent my documents, and they're doing the visa process. And it's like, oh, Priscilla, we thought about you, and we decided to increase your salary and promote you.
Hey!
And then I'm thanking God for that, because first of all, the job I got was 2 times the one I lost in UK. And then they promoted me again, so I said, me? So no more urgent 2K, And then they sent me another message. They said, oh, Priscilla, you know what? We've gotten you a house. You don't...
Hey! Hey!
And they said, we've gotten you a house. You don't need to pay for the house. You just come and move in. And I'm thanking God for that. And they sent me another message. And they said, we've gotten you a car.
Hey! When the Lord turned again.
So they told me, like, they've gotten me a car, that all I need to do, just be putting gas, the car is yours. And I said, wow, God, thank you. And then they said, oh, Priscilla, you know what? If you don't want to bring anything from your house, don't bring. We are stocking the house. He said, they told me, what colors do you like for the decoration? What kind of toys does your daughter like? Is it princess toys? Is it animated toys? I said, she likes everything. Buy everything. Buy it. So, and I thank God for the visa process, because I made a lot of mistakes. But instead of Canada people to maybe bounce this thing, they say, oh, we need this other document. We need this other document. God has been faithful. And today is my last Sunday. I just want
Hey!
to say, what God cannot do.
Hey! When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, you will move from urgent 2K. You will be giving out houses. What God cannot do.
I just want to thank everybody, and I want to thank Pastor Jerry and nsppd and Momieno and Pastor Oke and Pastor Ogoro. And I just want to say, remain on the altar of fire.
What God cannot do, you will not have to sabotage your own destiny. God will surprise you this second half.